Warning, the following video has not been approved by the Comic Code Authority and is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of The Comic Assassin. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm actually very excited about this show. Excuse the echo. I'm still doing stuff in the kitchen. Hopefully soon we'll get back up in the comic book lair. Just, like any collector, your area for your collecting is a work in progress, right? And that's certainly the case for the comic book layer up there. But today I'm excited because because of my purchase, I've dropped the fair market value of this book significantly. I'm also the first purchase to make the census for this book as well. So there's a lot going on. But we are talking about homages, right? And I'm asking you the question, do you think this is the first Amazing Spider-Man 300 homage there is? All right, and I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it isn't. I just think it's interesting and really want to know what you guys think, right? So when we think of an homage versus a cover swipe, we're not really talking about that, we're talking about homages. There's some questions that we might have to ask ourselves, right? Can an artist homage themselves? Does some time have to pass by before it's considered an homage? Those type of things, right? And so to address that, once again, we all know that Amazing Spider-Man 300, there's been tons of homages, right? Tons of homages, right? Right here, for example, and to address the first question, Spawn 300, totally an homage to Amazing Spider-Man 300, right? Both done by McFarlane, so therefore you can't say, if you think this is an homage, you can't say that an artist can homage their own earlier work, right? Just like you can't say Spawn 301 isn't an homage to Amazing Spider-Man 301, right? So, and some would say that Amazing Spider-Man 301 maybe might be an homage to 300. I don't think that's the case, right? And only because it's the same title, they came back to back. I don't really think of that as an homage, right? I think that's kind of just a series running through, right? But let me know what you think. But interesting enough, in the same month of the same year that Amazing Spider-Man 301 came out, this book came out. And if you know me, I don't do graded comics. I don't do slabs. I only have, to this point, only have one slab in my whole collection. Now I have three. So the two I'm about to show you are the same book. And I wasn't searching for this book, right? It was a book that I was actually searching for Amazing Spider-Man 300, and this book was being advertised, and it had a description of ASM 300 homage, right? So let's see what you guys think, okay? And that is the Incredible Hulk 344, all right? Now it's in a 9.2, but the reason why I pulled the trigger on this is, one, it's a dope cover, right? It really is. It's a good looking cover, all right? No one can say it's not. All right, Todd McFarlane goodness, he was still doing his Hulk run. I went to go collect, looked at the fair market value of this book in this grade, and it was about at $120 at that time. I got this for less than $40. So that was the main reason why I pulled the trigger on this book. I was like, man, this is a fourth of its, basically or a third of its, fair market value. Yeah, why not pull the trigger on it? So pulled the trigger on that one, right? Went back 2 weeks later, and lo and behold, the fair market value has dropped down to 90 or 80 or something at that point. I do not have a subscription to go collect, but if you deal with slabs, I really think it is a good tool to have. I use it periodically, even though I don't deal with slabs necessarily. I still think it's a good tool for me to go in and get a general idea of what the fair market value of a book might be. So yeah, pull the trigger on that one. But you notice this is also the direct edition, and I learned through Go Collect that there is also a newsstand edition. And I was surprised to see that there were no census sales for like 9.4, 9.2s, blah, blah, blah. So not a lot of data on these newsstands, and I just purchased what is, according to Go Collect, their first on the census sale of a 9.2 newsstand. All right, and I got this guy for $45. So basically, I spent maybe $5 or $6 more on this book than I did the direct edition. All right, because it being newsstand is considered a little bit more rare. But so, what do you guys think? Do you think this can be called the first homage? First off, look at the way Hulk's posed. All right, it's very similar to what a Spider-Man is in ASM 300. You got the moon in this case in the background, kind of similar to what is in Amazing Spider-Man 300. You know, Todd McFarlane did both of them, so they had to be inspired. He probably was working on all these at the exact same time, so I don't know if you want to consider it an homage necessarily, but that's the argument. Is this actually the first Amazing Spider-Man 300 homage? So there you go. I went from having one slab in my collection now to 3, and pretty excited, and really just kind of excited about the story, and really want to know what you guys think about it, because it's kind of a unique situation. And yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. But y'all have so much other stuff to unbox and show you guys for a later time. Thank you for checking out this video, and please let me know what you guys think in the comment, because I'm very, very curious. If whether it is or not, in the end, I actually have 2 cool books, so we'll leave it at that. Y'all have a blessed day. Come check me out later. I'll see y'all. Peace.